Peace, family. Sorry about the connection and coming to y'all like this. I know it's probably blurry and all that shit, but I had to get this out before I forgot. I supposed to did this shit yesterday. Um, the fish, man, a million fish came up dead in California. I don't forgot the name of the bay, but it's in California. Just look up mass fish death or mass animal deaths, period, because it's been going on consistently since the beginning of the year, since the first. Birds, and I had thousands of birds drop out the sky, some 5,000 birds, 10,000 fish started off on the first of the year, and it's been going on consistently. Whales, turtles, cattle, livestock, but recently they just had sardines or anchovies, depending on which source you get it from. A million floated up shore. If you ain't seen the video, go look it up. I think I got one in my favorites, but if I don't, just search for it. You will find it. But what I'm really trying to tell y'all is be aware. Just because they say they putting all that shit in some barrels and taking it to some landfill. First, I read they were taking it to an organic landfill. Then I heard on another report that they gonna do autopsies and they're gonna recycle them. Now what the fuck does that mean? You gonna recycle some dead fish? So I don't know what that means. If they say they send them to some lab to be studied, that's not recycling. But recycling means they're gonna reuse that shit. Now if that meant going to the organic landfill so they can grow some more shit, then they should have been more specific, because I don't like how that sounded. But the master teacher already told us, for all y'all who don't follow the master teacher, I don't really give a fuck. Use your common sense. The master teacher already told us, for all those who care, don't eat the shrimp. And I showed y'all the sign, the double dozen shrimp. All these places popping up with shrimp. Places that don't even sell shrimp. I think motherfucking churches is selling shrimp too. All these places that do not normally sell shrimp all of a sudden got shrimp on deck. Now next they're gonna have some little fish on deck. Watch, there's gonna be some sardines on sale and some anchovy deals. Watch. The shrimp is coming from the Gulf. It's coming from the oil spill. They got to get rid of that shit somewhere. So they pushing that shit on us. You already know who they gonna give it to first. If they gonna get rid of some trash, they gonna throw their scraps to their dogs. So that's how they do shit. So just be aware. I'm telling y'all what the word was. It's passed down to me. If y'all seen it on Ustream, y'all know I'm not making this shit up. That was the word on the shrimp. Do not eat the shrimp that they pushing. Shouldn't be eating shrimp anyway. Pimp C told you that shit. But fuck that. Let's watch them fish, because they're gonna be pushing them on you next. I don't believe nothing they say. First of all, believe none of what you hear and half what you see. Okay? So if they say something, don't believe none of that shit. And if they show you something, you can't even believe half of that. But they said they taking them to a landfill, or they taking them. That's one report. And another report, they sending them off to be studied by some scientists. Either way, I got a good feeling that some of that shit gonna end up in your local restaurant mixed in with your regular shit. So I'm just trying to give y'all a heads up, a warning. If you have not seen it, if you are not aware of the mass deaths that's going on with all these animals, all you heavy fish, meat eaters, period. I'm talking about, it ain't just birds and fish. As a matter of fact, the shit that we normally eat is not the shit that's dying. But there's something going on that you need to be aware of, and it don't even matter if it's what you eat. If you don't already know they feeding your cows that you eat at the regular restaurants, they feed them dead cows already. That's how they recycle shit. And I'm pretty sure that that's what they probably mean by recycling. They're gonna take that shit and they're gonna feed it to the cattle and the livestock and the chickens and all the other shit that they raising and pumping on you. So if you don't get it, in a meal, you're gonna get it in your meal. It's gonna be in there. They're gonna recycle that shit. That's what the lady said. Now, like I say, I hope I put that one in my favorites. I hope that's the one I saved. But it's several of them on there. 1 million fish die. Just type that shit in. If you ain't seen it, you need to see the helicopter overhead view of what's going on. And once you see that, get your research on and see about all the other deaths that's going on. They say this is just some natural thing that happens, natural selection. Nothing strange. This is normal. Oh yeah, these shits happen all the time. Okay, so if that's what they say, then you should already know that's some bullshit. You already should have known that we had a problem with the bees. That the bees been dying for years now. I think we got the word of that in 06 or something like that. And these animals have been dying and falling off slowly but surely ever since. Now, all this could be a paradigm shift. All this could mean, have something to do with ascension. It could be the inner sun. It could be forces moving in. I ain't saying what it is or what it's not. I'm just telling you to be aware. All those who still consuming these fast foods, these junk foods, this cheap shit that they got out here for you, I'm telling you now, they already feeding the meat you eat dead meat. That's what they feeding it. So if they don't mind feeding your cows other dead cows, you think they got a problem feeding them dead fish? That's free fucking food. All they gotta do is have it shipped to them, and they gonna feed it to their livestock, and they gonna feed their livestock to you, or they gonna just directly mix that bullshit in with whatever they giving you. So y'all be aware of that. Do your research, do your homework, and YouTube has granted me, the cyber gods have given me permission. Master say I can talk more than 15 minutes now. So next time y'all see me, we're gonna be having some real class. It's time for us to get down to the nitty gritties. I'll holler at y'all. Be healthy. Peace.